somebody comparison shopping here. This is from Maria. How are your economic policies for blue-collar workers better than Donald Trump's policies back from when he was president? How would you address that? And we'll get to the tax cuts in a sec.
Well, Maria, I would say that as governor of Florida, our economic record is second to none. Florida is rated the #1 economy of all 50 states. We're one of the few places where incomes have actually gone up more than the prices have. Because when I talk to Iowans, one of the things, and actually people over the country, they're working hard, but because of the Biden inflation, they feel like they're losing ground. It's hard to afford a new home when interest rates have gone up so much. Florida's been one place, even though we've had to deal with that, the economy's done well, so you've seen rising incomes. I think that that's important. And if you look at 2020, that was a terrible year for this country. The first 3 years of Trump, I think the economy was sound. The fourth year, because he initiated the lockdowns with Anthony Fauci, that was devastating. The reason Florida did well is because we bucked Fauci and we bucked the Trump administration and had kids in school and had the businesses back open in no time. That's caused the state to really boom. I would also say we've done a much better job fiscally than Donald Trump did. He added $7.8 trillion to the debt in a 4-year period. Since I've been governor, we've cut taxes every year, big time. We've run budget surpluses, and I've actually paid down 25% of the state's total debt from the time Florida was a state until the present. We've knocked off 25%. Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody in Washington that could actually reduce some of the debt? It's almost unheard of that would be the case. So I think our fiscal record is second to none. Our jobs, and we have the #1 fastest growing state, and with the migration. And then the final thing I'll just say is the size of government. Florida has millions of more people than the state of New York, which is our closest population-wise, and yet our budget's half the size of New York State's budget, and our number of state employees per capita is the lowest in the United States. And yet, when people move to New York to Florida, what do they tell me? You have better infrastructure, better roads, better services, better schools. So we're able to do that at half the cost and half the footprint. It shows you that this federal government is way too big. We need to reduce the size and the scope of government. Donald Trump did not reduce government at all when he was president. We need to do that. The bureaucracy is totally out of control, and I'll be the guy to come in there and bring it to heel.
I mean, your winters may help a little bit, too.
Well, look, we have great weather, but I think in the winter, but I think the reality is we've always had that. California has great weather, and yet people are fleeing California in record numbers, and they're coming to Florida. So, yes, it's part of that. Now, I have said this. I think it would be totally appropriate to try to have a satellite Iowa caucus location in Naples, because I've got so many people from the Midwest. Did that last
cycle.
You know, I've got Iowans, and sometimes I'll run into some of these folks and they'll tell me, "Oh yeah, we're going down to Florida in January." I'm like, "Are you going before the caucus or after?" Some of them are going after, but some of them are saying, "Well, we're going to go for, maybe we'll come back." No, please come back. But in the interim, man, maybe we need to look into doing that.